The ATO is cracking down on trust distributions to adult children, but only if you do not pay these distributions to your kids. The ATO is using an anti-avoidance tax provision called Section 100A to attack these arrangements. One of the biggest exclusions to Section 100A is ordinary family dealings. Like, of course, I should be able to distribute to my kids and not pay it out because they're my kids, I brought them up. Do you know how much school fees cost? Like, duh, they gotta contribute to the family. Well, no, says the ATO. The ATO has issued a taxpayer alert which effectively says these reasons are not acceptable, and in fact, they are considered one of the features when the ATO will be concerned. ATO has effectively said that trust distributions cannot be offset against expenses incurred in relation to your kids' upbringing or when they were minors. For example, school fees, school uniform costs, or their share of the family holidays. The ATO makes their view clear beyond doubt with this example straight from the taxpayer alert. So there's a family trust, and dad basically controls the trust, and the trust earns $400,000 a year. His daughter has recently turned 18 and works part-time, and she earns $20K a year, so she's still on the lowest marginal tax rate. The trust distributes $160,000 to the kid, and this is paid straight into dad's bank account. And dad also pays tax on his kid's behalf. I presume that the remaining $140,000 trust income is distributed to dad. And kid has agreed to this because it is to reimburse dad for her secondary schooling and costs of extracurricular activities since she was 5 years old. Apparently, records have been maintained by the family showing that her expenses amounted to $315,000. If you don't have kids, this may come as a shock. It is true, kids are a financial burden as well as a mental one. ATO says that this arrangement raises concerns. Why? It's because the kid is reimbursing her parents for expenses that they would ordinarily meet themselves personally. This arrangement results in dad obtaining the economic benefit of the distribution without being subject to the top marginal tax rate that he would otherwise have paid. This is more readily explained by the tax outcomes achieved than any family objectives. So, unfortunately, if you've been keeping tabs of your kids' expenses, like, what they owe you, school fees and holidays, etc., and you've been waiting for them to turn 18 and finally become your tax mule, sorry, these expenses can no longer be used to so-called offset against their trust distribution entitlements. Or at least the ATO really does not like it. Unfortunately, kids are no longer a tax asset. They are just truly a financial burden through and through. In the next couple of videos, we will be going through some examples of what you can and can't do with trust distributions and Section 100A. Follow Tax Nuggets Academy so that you don't miss out. I hope you found this tax nugget useful. Thanks for watching.